Hey everybody, Larissa at Prodigal Pieces here. I'm excited. I love to cook, I love to bake, but I have yet to do a food video. Although I do have food recipes over on my blog, prodigalpieces.com, I've just never created a video for you because honestly, I have very little time in my life. Between homeschooling, my 6 kids, my business, my blog, I'm pretty busy. So to get a video put together, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, just a whole lot of forethought and planning. So I'm excited to share this recipe with you using one of my favorite fruits. Apples are one of the most versatile fruits there are. You can make all sorts of desserts and even dishes for dinner. But basically I go crazy at fall time with apple crisp, you've got apple pie, apple sauce, caramel apples. I really could go on with all the different desserts. One of my favorite, because it's near and dear to my heart, it's a recipe my grandmother called Applejack. She's my little Babci from Poland who was a Spitfire. I called her the Energizer Bunny because she never stopped. And really an amazing woman that I miss dearly. My mom has adapted this recipe to suit her a little bit, and I'm going to add my own little quirks here and there. Now mainly we are a family who don't consume grains, and what I mean by that is we prefer not the processed foods and so on. Some of us in our family, at least one of my daughters, can't really consume grains. She can tolerate it. We've worked really hard and she can get through that, but it's just not a good idea for her. And if we do consume grains, and then we do eat them, they are usually soaked, fermented, and processed in a way that make it healthy for our bodies to be able to absorb them, because the grains that we eat in our modern day diet are not what our ancestors ate. So with that, I'm going to do this recipe as much as clean as I can using the ingredients that are on my ancient recipe here. This is notebook paper. I probably wrote this in high school. Stained and tattered, but still good to go. And I will try to work on in the future a grain-free, gluten-free version of this so that those of you that love to have this kind of thing too and have to miss out can enjoy it as well. I just haven't played with it yet. All right, so I'm gonna flip the camera around. Let's get started. This is simple Applejack, or you could call it apple bars. You can take a spin on this however you like, and I'll explain what I'm changing and why. All right, let's have fun. We've got our ingredients here. The one thing I didn't photograph or picture was a bit of milk. You're going to be needing that as well. You could probably use a substitute. I've never done it, so I wouldn't know without trying, but maybe coconut milk or almond milk or something like that if you have dairy issues. But of course, then you got to substitute butter. The original recipe called for Crisco. That is not something I would consume. I would say lard would be the ultimate, a healthy fat for you, totally great for your system, for your brain. Next best is a whole butter. We get this from a local dairy here, really wonderful. Look at the color of that. You just can't beat that. But anyway, that is what makes this super tasty. We're just gonna take our flour, and this is unbleached white flour, not your common store-bought flour, but get your unbleached a little bit better for you there. And we're gonna add our teaspoon of salt. Mix it in. And sifted flour is good, so do that, get rid of any lumps. I'm going to set that aside for a second. Then I'm going to take a measuring cup and I'm going to separate my egg. I'm going to keep the white over here. And put the yolk in there. Okay. And this is where the milk comes in. We drink a raw milk from a local farmer that we have a herd share in, and we want to add enough liquid that would make this equal 3/4 cup. When we get that local milk, we get the cream. We make raw milk ice cream. You want to talk about tasty? Wow. We're going to whisk it all together. Then we're going to add our liquids in and mix that up. Now we're going to cut in our butter. Get it to a good consistency, kind of gets where you can knead it. We're going to separate half of it, roll out half, and you'll need a cookie sheet with an edge to it. We're going to roll it out and place it in there, almost like making a pie. Okay, we have half our dough bowl, and we're going to just go ahead and flour our surface and flour our pan. My surface is clean. And we're aiming to line a cookie sheet here, like I said, that has a lip on it, and make enough for the bottom as well as up the edge, like you're lining a pie pan. You want to keep it floured, but not too floured that you dry out your dough. Okay, the way we check is you just set your pan over. Kind of see if you got it. I sometimes get it right on, sometimes not. But you can always patch. It's the bottom crust. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to analyze. I'm not definitely a pastry chef. But we roll it up on our pin. Hope that we get the first draw here. Reposition a little bit. I have it too long on the one side. And just like a pie, you're going to trim this off, and I'm going to take those remnants and patch. This is a bigger crust than the top layer, so you can even glean a little bit from that other ball if you needed to. I'm sure many of you seen a contraption like this. I've even seen people hook up a drill to this part. Totally awesome. I really don't feel like having one fly off at this point, so I'm going to keep it simple. My little apple peeler core, and I've got 8 to 10 apples I'm going to do. I usually go for more. Not bad considering this thing's probably about 10 years old, so definitely got what we need here. I don't mind leaving a little skin, though I try not to because they're usually the most toxic part of the apple, unfortunately, unless you can find an organic farm. But got these, and then what I like to do is just halve it. And then I throw it in my bowl and get the rest done. These are Granny Smiths. They have that tart, tangy taste that we like. Good for baking. Okay, we're on to the last steps here. We've got our apples all sliced up, ready to go, thanks to our apple peeler core. We're going to add our cinnamon and our sugars, and that's something else I changed as well. Instead of using your basic white sugar, in our family we prefer to use either Rapadura, a cane sugar, or an organic palm sugar. There's different sugars that do better things for you if you're going to consume them. So sugar is sugar, it is what it is. You could use honey or syrup if you have glycemic issues, but definitely skip the white sugar and go healthier. That'll be better for you. All right, let's mix this up and then we'll put it in and put on our top crust. It will look mounded at first, but just like any pie, once it cooks down, it'll definitely flatten out a little bit. So just try to spread it as evenly as possible, filling up those corners and nooks and crannies. Now we're gonna roll out our top crust. And when you do that, honestly, you could have fun with it. Punch out shapes. You could do what my grandma used to do, which is a pretty lattice top. You could just do a basic pie crust top if you're cut for time. So have fun. I went for a basic pie crust top because I like the rustic appeal of it and it's faster, and I'm running out of time here. We have our egg white left. We're gonna whisk this up a bit and then just do the egg wash on top like you would see on any other pie. Again, this is almost like a pie with just a slight variation, obviously, of shape, but it'll set up nice and firm. Take your pastry brush and give it a good glazing. Then we'll throw it in the oven. Again, I have links to all the products I've been using down below. Full recipe over on my blog with all the other recipes that I share there as well. I invite you to come check out. Also, if you want to add a little bit of sugar on top, this is a bit of cane sugar, organic cane sugar, just for that little sparkle. Well, here we go. We have our delicious Applejack. It is still pretty warm right now. It's got to cool. I'll be cutting it up, showing you what it looks like plated, but man, if you could smell, if we had smell-o-vision, you could smell how good this is. My family of 8 can't wait to dive into this tonight, but I hope you enjoyed this. I would love for you to take a minute to hit that bell icon to get notifications and see what comes up in my feed here, to also subscribe to my channel, but also head over to my blog, prodigalpieces.com, where you can sign up for my free email newsletter. You can sign up for as posts go live or bi-weekly, whatever suits your style. No strings attached. It's just an informational newsletter that also gives you discounts to my online shop and some extra information that not everybody gets to receive. So until next time, enjoy your fall season, apple season, whatever those hearty meals make you happy, and I will see you next time. Bye.